Pretty easy night for me. You guys might remember this tractor from last summer. My friend Renee called me up, and such a sweet lady, very proactive. There's still a ton of snow on the ground. There's no way we're mowing yet, but she wants this and her push mower ready for spring. So she called me up, asked if I would just check it over, and I have, and everything looks really good. She said it's been running awesome. The only issues we have are a bit of a leak here where the dipstick tube goes into the block. I've got a seal on order, and that left front tire has a slow leak. So I aired it up when I unloaded it yesterday, and it's already flat. So we got to sort that out. Maybe we'll stick a tube in it. I don't know. Battery's just getting a freshen up charge. It's already 3/4 charge at 1 amp, and it's just been on here for about half an hour. So battery held up really well over the winter. The blades look good, the belt looks good, the oil looks great. I don't think we need to change it just yet. It's a pretty decent little mower, 1997 Mastercraft, built by MTD. 12.5 horsepower, 38-inch deck. This is about as lightweight and simple as they come, and I'm really pleased to say that my custom headlights still work. I think the seal comes tomorrow, and we'll pull that wheel off, see where the leak is, and then we'll truck it back out to her place, grab the push mower, check that over. I don't expect we're gonna find much there, and she's good to go for another year. So with that, I'm gonna go in and edit some videos. That's a never-ending process.
Palm trees, broken roads, desert dust bowl sun, where the bill man will call you almost every week. Which bills to pay today, what's left in the fridge to eat. Where stars frame the night, born out a train, just close enough to give hope, but too far to reach.
Time to get back to this little red tractor. Haven't done much on it in a couple of days, but gonna go ahead and change this little seal here where the dipstick tube goes in. It was leaking oil. You know, this thing was parked outside for a long time, so seal's probably just lost its rubberiness, and so it was leaking oil. And then also the other day I went to start it up and it wouldn't fire up, so I just got to see what's going on there. You know, maybe we have no spark, or maybe we have no fuel going to it. Could be a kind of number of things, but either way we'll get it beat pretty quick. And it's got the 12.5 horsepower power built Briggs in it, so this is how we're going to go ahead and change that seal. All right, this is pretty straightforward. I've made it a little difficult, or more difficult for myself by previously, actually I don't think that's my cable tie because I would have cut it off clean. It's made a little more difficult by somebody cable tying the wiring harness to it in the past. Actually, I'm gonna get rid of that. There's no need for that. Afterwards, I'll tie the harnesses to the main power cable there, and that'll be plenty secure without Yeah, that'll be just fine. All right, so to do this, we're gonna need 1/4 inch socket of some kind. Take out the one bolt here. You can tell already how difficult this job is gonna be. The new part is 281370S is the new seal. This is right from Briggs & Stratton. And there we go, just like that. That did not put up any kind of resistance at all. That's, yeah, that'll be our problem. I did clean up the area first so that we don't have, you know, junk falling in there. I'm gonna pop that out of there. A little dirty underneath it. I suppose actually a guy could just put the plug there, but then, yeah, then you wouldn't have the dipstick, right? But as long as it's up to the bottom of the threads, that's kind of where it needs to be. This is actually threaded, so that's kind of curious. A bit different. They've just adapted their normal threaded plug hole for use with a dipstick. Kind of clever. That is so much better. In fact, we may have to put a little bit. Yeah, we can just use the dipstick and put a little oil on there. There we go. Oh yeah. That's a million times better. Make sure it's seated all the way down. Put the screw back in. And of course, it doesn't have to be overly tight. It's just securing some plastic. That's it. That was easy. Now to see why it won't start. We get spark. And we do. And of course, when we have spark, the next thing we look at is fuel. And I don't know if it's just got an airlock from this fuel filter that doesn't want to fill up, or you know what's going on. So I'm just gonna pop the fuel line off of here and see if we have flow, and maybe I need to just get the air out of here and then maybe it'll go. If there's no fuel in the bowl, then well, now we're getting fuel. Wow, Nelly. All right. Yeah, we got fuel there. Should go. Had it for a second. Doesn't want to start on full throttle. little disappointing, as the owner said this thing had been running absolutely flawlessly last year, but I guess after sitting all winter, there's something has clogged up the carburetor, I suspect, and just gonna have to get in there and see what's going on. So I'm gonna pull this off. My first thought was a stuck float bowl, but there was fuel in the bowl, so I don't think that's it. Just clearly not getting enough fuel to run. That's pretty tidy. Well, I'm gonna pull out that jet. If I had to bet, the problem's in there. I might be able to use. It's too large, I think. Yeah. Definitely some little bits of goo in there. Well, for now what we'll do is we will toss all of this into some fresh solution heating up in the ultrasonic, and we'll put it back together and see how it goes. A nice bath. Take whatever this is. I've got the carb back on, and we are dripping fuel like crazy out of the carb. Odd. I guess the float must be stuck down. So I'll have to deal with, well, let's see if it runs, I guess. We'll go from there. Choke on doesn't matter because I'm doing it manual now. I think we're kind of flooded now. closed, hopefully. I might have shaken the float closed. I'll have to keep an eye on that. You know, I always prefer if I can take something apart and there's a big, there's your problem kind of moment. This didn't have that, but there's so many passages in there that we just can't get to because there's a plate at the top of the float area, and it's permanently installed. We can't really remove it, or we could, but then we couldn't reinstall it. So we can't see where those passages go. But that seems to have gotten it cleaned out anyway. Gotta work on that idle a little bit. Well, look at that. There's a little bit of space back here. Unfortunately, it got filled up with some more things, but they're cool things too. You're going to enjoy that. What I really enjoyed was I dropped off that red lawn tractor to my friend's place and I put it in her garage, and I spotted something on the back wall. Now, her dad was a Toro man through and through. Check this out. Woohoo! It even works. It's fluorescent and the bulb is a little bit... Oh, that's weird how it changes colors on the camera. It's a little bit iffy, but I can get an LED replacement if I want. It's a little banged up on the side there, but you know, that's to be expected. And for the price I paid, man, who could complain? That is awesome.